Larry Ulibarri, Jake Salazar. What's up, buddy?
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
Good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm from Denver. Jake is from Denver. Jake lives in Denver. I live in Denver. Maybe you're from Denver. But yeah, so that's what the whole page is about. But if you follow us, you know that already. We're the throwback vibes of Denver. Um, it's funny
We
because
take them all the way back, man. All the way back. All the fun stuff.
all the fills. I just saw an article on Fox 31 how they had said that Walt Disney actually invested in the original Celebrity Sports Center, and like
Yeah, I
he's one
think
of the
we didn't we
original
talk
Disney.
about that on one of our
Hmm.
podcasts at one point. That's
Right, right.
yeah.
And it's kind of cool to know that there was a little Disney World here at one point, and I know for a fact that the people that designed Main Street on Heritage Square also had worked for the Disney parks. So yeah, there was a little Disney sprinkled throughout.
Well, that's
What's
got
funny
that's got
is,
that's got to make you feel pretty good because you're a pretty massive Disney fan.
oh no, no, a huge Disney fan. But what's crazy
Just so
is,
we're clear, guys, if Larry ever disappears from Colorado, what I can assure you is we will find him somewhere within the confines of the Disney theme parks in Orlando, Florida.
you know what? It's funny that you say that because Chris and I have talked about it, and we're like, you know, we know people that have moved down there, and Florida is Florida. Like Florida, anytime that we'd ever done on the morning show when we did stupid news, 9 out of 10 of those stories were people in Florida. So I'm not in a big rush to live in Florida, but it just so happens to be where the Magic Kingdom is and all that. But
It's well,
yeah,
it's
I
either
could
it's
see.
like I mean I think that's like you definitely see some crazy things happening down in Florida on the videos. So it's either like there's something in the water that makes people crazy down there, or more people are walking around with their camera phones just on all the time down there. Like
Yeah, it's
because
Grand
yeah,
Theft
you
Auto.
see some
It literally is.
crazy you see some crazy shit in videos that are coming out of Florida. And then it's like, where did this get shot? And right away you're like, that looks like Florida. Like that's
It's
a
always
like, you
Florida,
just
dude.
know. Like
It's
you're like, that's a Florida
always
thing.
Florida. Speaking of local attractions, um, you and I were driving around. We were filming promos for Hip Shots.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Hip Shots is, make sure you go to Circle K or Amazon. It's an energy drink. There's also a sleep drink, and then there's one that's like a focus, mind and body hip shot. But again, available at all Circle K's, Casey's convenience stores, and Amazon. Little plug for my boy Jake.
Haha,
Um,
appreciate you, man.
so we were driving around up in the foothills, and you had pointed out there's this Dinosaur Ridge, isn't it what
Yeah.
it's called?
Yeah,
And
right up there on the Dakota Ridge, just on the west side of C470 there.
yeah, and it's like this is the perfect time to do hikes before it gets unbearably hot. So
Yeah.
when you recommended that hike, which I had never been, and I highly recommend that people go because it's super close. It's not very far. It's kind of right
Yeah.
where Bandamere used to be, and
Well,
it's like
Bandamir's still there, just on the other side. So it's like between like what is that Thunder Mountain, the like where all the dirt bikes and everything are,
right,
and then
super
Bandamere.
cool. Yeah, yeah. So it's basically they actually have dinosaur tracks that you can see on this walk. It's not too much of an incline, but it's a
Okay.
good beginner's hike, I guess.
Yeah,
So it's perfect for us. And so it was funny. I told Chris, I was
I'm
like,
glad you guys
"Oh, we
enjoyed
got to
it.
go
I'm glad you
because
gues enjoyed it.
I don't know. It was
Although I
beautiful.
thought Chris was mad at me because he didn't see any actual dinosaurs on the
Right?
dinosaur
No, no, no.
tour.
100%. Well, it was because I had told him, oh, there's dinosaur bones in the rock. I had built it up to something it wasn't. But dinosaur tracks are just as cool. And it is once you get to the top, like the views are like insane. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it is
cool.
was
You get kind of a sweeping view of the whole Front Range right there, the whole Dakota Ridge, all the way down to like Chatfield Reservoir. But then behind it is like Red Rocks, and it's
right.
like you're like that. It's like that ridge that separates the highway from Red Rocks, so it's gorgeous.
Well, and the thing is, it's like I'm sure experienced hikers have been up there a million times, but to me, I'm always finding places people turn me on to, and I was like, oh my, we definitely have to do this. So it was really fun.
Yeah,
Chris and I are like we're more like indoor gays. So sometimes we have to push ourselves to really, start getting out there. And that was the first good step for this summer,
Is that like a defining trait right there? You're like indoor gaze.
Indoor
How
gaze.
does that
Yeah,
work? How does that work?
you like, how you see some dogs and they're like, they want to go in the yard and dig and whatever. But then you see the Pomeranian in the window that's like
Yeah.
completely happy in the house. I think
Okay.
we're
All
kind
right.
of,
Cool. All right.
I think
So
we lean Pomeranian.
that's a defining characteristic right there.
But we do leave the house to go to Disney World and Universal Studios. So, but yeah,
I mean, but in your own defense, a lot of those rides are indoors.
exactly. Well, and that's my way. Like I have friends that like my buddy Ernie's going travel Europe, and I told him I'm going to Italy, I'm going to Japan, China, Canada, the UK, all around Epcot, that big lake.
There you
So
go.
I will.
Yeah.
I am a
Well,
world
you know what's
traveler.
great about Epcot too, and when you bring that up, because that happens to be my single favorite attraction in Disney, and I'll tell you why. It's because you got to drink around the world. Okay,
Right.
so if you've never tried that before and you're going, guys, this is
It's
very
hard.
important. Okay, now you start at Mexico and you make your way all the way around, and you have to do the signature shot and the signature drink of every country. And if you can
Yeah,
make it all the way
it's
around
tough.
there in one day, like you are a professional drinker.
Right. You're
It's rare
definitely
that people make it all the way.
well, right. It goes Mexico, and then you go all the way around to Canada, and then
Yeah.
there's an AA booth, and then you talk about how
they're
was it
like,
so easy
they're
for
like,
you?
yo, here's the 12 steps, like right when you come off. here's some
I got it.
brochures.
Here's a fast pass to the 12 steps. I got you right to the 12th step. That's hilarious. But yeah, like always down to plan a trip. Like we got to go together. I mean, like I can tell you're a vacation guy, and
Yeah.
so like, and you got a family, so it's like anybody that's got a family is all about got to be about Disney and Universal. And 2025 is when Universal opens their new park, so they're getting enough press on that. But it is going to be pretty cool. So.
Oh, I love all that stuff. Even as an adult, man, like
Oh no, of
you go
course.
down there, I mean, you can't deny your kids that stuff. We got to do all that stuff when we were younger, and it's like those are places that are just really cool to go. And I know the adults complain because it's expensive, and it is, but it's not about you. It's about your kids having like a cool. It's like while your kids
No,
still
it
believe
is
in like
about me.
Santa Claus and magic, yeah, exactly. While they still believe that like magic things happen in the world and all that stuff,
100%.
let them like embrace that a little bit because listen, they're gonna get hit with the hard realities of life at some point, and you know what I mean. It's like
You know what?
let them have some fun before they figure out that all that stuff isn't real.
Well, the thing is, it's like you can also like once you get past that stage, then you become
Yeah.
what Chris and I are Disney adults. So like but you just get the vibe and stuff. So we got married at Disney World, and so it's kind of like a vibe for us anyway.
Yeah, Larry
But
does have quite the collection of pretty amazing lightsabers.
yes,
Uh,
yep. And well, the
which
thing
my
is,
kids would very much envy, to be honest with you. So, you
well,
got
the
that.
thing is, it's like when we go, like I would highly recommend for people to go, and I know it is budgetary, but Disney has all price level hotels, and they have like deals, this, that, the other. But I would highly recommend if you're going to go. I know this is like one of those things where you have everybody in the group kick in for this, but you have to book this months in advance. But the VIP tour is a game changer because
By the way,
you're
guys,
going
we're
to
not
get.
getting paid by Disney for this. This is just Larry
Oh no,
giving
no,
Disney a
trust
massive
me,
plug right now.
exactly. No, trust me. And the thing is, it is a very expensive vacation. But can you imagine going on that trip and then not being able to ride half the stuff because you're trying to download the app and you're trying to reserve the ride and you're doing the Genie Plus and it's just a nightmare. And you could end up going to Disney, spending a ton of money and only riding a handful of rides. When if everybody in your group kicked in a little bit extra, then you get that tour. Then that one day you get a private tour guide for 7.5 hours, and then you can hit every single ride. They take you behind the scenes, so you drive in the van. You don't have to go to the entrances and walk the whole park. They take you right
Yeah.
to the rides that you want to go on. So anyway, again, not a commercial, but I just think that if you could do that once on your trip, then the rest is icing because you're like, we did all the main rides, we already knocked them out of the way, so everything else is just fluff. But I digress.
And while you guys are doing that, I'll be drinking around the world at Epcot Center.
We'll pick you up at the AA booth.
Yeah, man. Kidding me? I'll sign myself up for AA right at the end there. I'm good. They give you a sponsor and everything right when you walk out.
One of the things I wanted to talk about was a job opportunity. You know, like throw this out there because everybody always hears about these crazy jobs. Up in Vail, they are hiring cow cuddlers. And what that is I guess it's just the way that they're raising these cows, because if they give them loves and cuddles, somehow they become better cows, and they affect all the other cows because they're real familiar with people. And so, yeah, it's a real job.
So are those is this like a dairy cow thing, or is this like are we turning these bad boys into some beef?
You know what? That I couldn't tell from the article, but
because coming from somebody who is not a vegetarian, listen, if it makes those steaks taste a little bit better, I'm all for it, man.
Right? If belly rubs makes the pork belly better, I guess we'll try it. No, but these are cows, and well, I'll put it in the link of the podcast comments. But yeah, it is a real job offer, and they're hiring like more than a couple people to do this. So if you're an animal lover and you can find affordable housing in Vail, I think you can find yourself a job. So.
Listen, like cow cuddling. I mean, that's got to be the easiest job ever, right?
Right.
They don't really like go anywhere.
I hope they're weeding out some weirdos though. Like, hey, you showed up way too quick.
We didn't say cow fuckers. We said cow cuddling. Exactly.
You can only cuddle the bulls because they'll run you.
It's all about cuddling, baby. It's all about cuddling. Keep your pants on.
Yeah, but that's an actual real job. I actually have. It was. I got to find the original link, but yeah, that's an actual thing. Also, you're going to some really cool event tonight. What are you going to?
Yeah, no. So, good buddy of mine, Mike Ferrafino, and his awesome girlfriend Amanda Blaurock. She's the chairwoman of the Denver Film Festival, and so Denver Film Festival is going on right now. Series Fest is in town, which, if you don't know, Colorado actually plays host to. If there's an awesome Netflix series or an iTunes series or any series on any network, all of those people are here in town right now. Oh, wow. So if there is a popular TV show, they're here in Denver. Like it happens in Denver now every year. It's a big deal. And so the Denver Film Festival is all part of that. So yeah, tonight I get to go hang out with one of my old, I would say, high school crushes that, like, she was famous, like in the 90s. She's still pretty famous.
She's Minnie Driver. Minnie Driver, who has been in every good movie that Grosse Pointe Blank,
Sleepers. I love. I mean, she was good in Sleepers. Grosse Pointe Blank is by far my favorite.
Hunting. Yeah, and she is a gay icon because of her reoccurring role in Will and Grace. Yes, and Chris and I just love her. She's amazing. Yeah. And
maybe I'll get her to give you guys like a shout out and like a selfie tonight.
Hello, mother.
Right, and she's obviously become very famous in the United States, and she's British. Which makes her even cooler, right? Because she sounds smarter than all of us when she actually talks. Which is great.
No. And she's like she picks some very funny roles. So she's got a really good sense of humor. But I would suggest that anybody go watch the best of her on Will and Grace, because she just plays this tart, and she gets in goes like this with Karen, and there's just good.
100%. That was funny. She played a great role. She was definitely a very welcome guest on that show. It was a good show anyway. But I'll tell you what, I'm really looking forward to that. But then, it's all week, all this stuff that's happening. Tomorrow there's a big party with Def Jam. I mean, like there's some big talent in town here right now. Denver
So
really has started to attract, and our film festival really has started to attract some major A-list celebrities. We interviewed Juan Pedro a couple weeks back, and his restaurants. Like a lot of these people come out here. Then they're going and visiting these really cool establishments and stuff, and they want to come back. So Denver is now becoming that kind of hub of entertainment as well, which is pretty sweet.
no, it's definitely the scene, and it's like cool to see because sometimes I get concerned when we sign like a big player, like a basketball player, and they bring
Yeah,
their
yeah.
famous wife here, and I'm like, oh my god, where's Sarah gonna hang out? Like, what mall is she gonna go to that is cool for her? She's Sierra, what I mean? I
Right.
get a little worried. I'm like, we have a Hermes. We got a Hermes store.
They're
Is
like, no,
that
no, no. When
cool?
she's in Colorado, she online shops. It's fine.
Right, exactly.
They got no. She like.
um,
I think those super wealthy people. I think they kind of like. Don't they have people just kind of go out and shop for them, or like have people
right,
just kind of come to their house and do that now?
right. You would think
Yeah, I think that's
that
kind of
they
how
all
it
have,
goes, man. I don't think a lot of those
well,
people like going out in public.
especially what we paid Russell Wilson. She definitely had
I mean,
plenty to
yeah. Don't even get me
purchase.
started on that. That was some bullshit.
Well, I mean, like, I was curious about how that affects the Broncos, like, because obviously it's still a big. We're nabbing top picks of quarterbacks and stuff.
Oh, we
But when you
got we
own
got
that,
pretty lucky with the folks that we've had with the two guys that we've signed here in the last couple of weeks.
well, yeah, but when you
Um,
owe money for Russell Wilson, do you think they recoup that by going, charge another dollar for every hot dog and add another dollar to every beer until we pay that
yeah, I mean,
off?
but everything's already so expensive. So, are you really going to notice that shit?
Right,
Like you were
exactly.
paying if you were paying 14 for the hot dog, now you're paying 15. Like
Right.
that's
You're
where you're
there.
at,
You're
man.
there and you're drunk and
Yeah,
you want a
you're
hot
already
dog.
there, man. Yeah, yeah,
Exa-
yeah. Do you know what? Do yourself a favor and drink beer before you go into the stadium,
No,
because once you
dude.
get in
It's
there,
like
it ain't
dude,
getting any cheaper.
it's like going to Costco stoned and hungry. Some bad stuff's gonna happen. Like all of a sudden
Like,
you're gonna come home with highs and crazy shit. Yeah, that happens.
dude, like you think the people that are handing the food out, like especially like around Denver, like they just know. They're like, yeah, that guy is completely
Uh,
blazed.
right. It's like you come back 4 times for one sample.
Well, you
I
should
don't
know
even eat
because you've gone to Costco hungry and stoned multiple times, probably.
exactly. I saw this guy, he did a DIY thing where he made this little uh, tabletop for his a Costco grocery cart, something that
Yeah,
he could put down and lay his hot dog on and put his drink in. I was like, oh my god, that is brilliant to eat your hot dog and drink your soda while you're shopping. It is
right.
brilliant.
I
But
mean the creativeness that people call it. Well, people have those the really when we go to Top Taco and Chicken Fight and all these events that we do all summer long, and these people show up with these like custom trays that they carry around like
oh
on around their
yeah,
necks and stuff. Like
oh yeah,
somebody thought of that, and you can't
right.
help
They
but
got
just
an
give them props.
umbrella
Like,
attached.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's like
They're like,
it's
there's
like
plates at the door. They're like, no, 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 no. I got my own thing that's like wrapped around my body, so I can sample 4 tacos at one time. And you're like,
hundred
hey,
percent.
you know what? Hats
Yeah,
off to you. That's an A for effort right there.
yeah. That little bamboo tray isn't going to hold 20 tacos.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the thing,
um,
right? You're like walking around. You're like, what am I going to do? Like, I have to carry this plate around all night. Like,
all
yeah,
night
yeah,
long. But after you take your first couple samples at Rare, you're like you protect your plate. You're like, I gotta
yeah.
protect my plate because this is important. This steak is so
That
good.
is the one. That is like a major perk to our job when we're doing all that. It's like, yeah, we're doing all this promo, but really,
Hmm.
we get to cut in line all night long and get like
All
all
night
the
long,
samples we want.
and they bring us cocktail after cocktail, and you're just like it's a
Yeah,
recipe for deliciousness.
yeah. We have to do so. We do, guys. We've become professional at these events now. We start doing all the promos early
Right,
because
get
what
the
ends
work
up
out of the
happening
way.
is everybody wants to sample us out, and the next thing you know is everybody's hammered.
That's
And
how
now we can't
yeah,
even
it
talk into
goes.
the microphone. We don't even know who we're interviewing. So it's like, yeah, we have to we get all that out of the way in the beginning, and then we indulge.
Right. But it's like if it's the chicken fight, which it's like everything is so delicious, and then
Yeah,
Rare is insane. How elevated all
Yeah,
that food is. Yeah, and all
yeah.
the great cocktails. It's
Oh my
endless.
God. Yeah, yeah. Those events are. I mean, Jeff Suskin and Dining Out, Jeff and Shalisa just do such a great job with those events, man. It really is. They really create a hell of an atmosphere. I mean, it's been so successful here. They're now taking it. They're doing the road show with it across the country. So,
Yeah, well, like
kudos to
we
them.
we we have to like before they own everything, we should come up with our own one, like like best tamale. You know what I mean? Or like it's like like something that they haven't used yet, like best sandwich.
Right? Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Like whatever.
Top tamale,
Uh,
top
right, exactly.
menudo.
Dude, I'm not even into tamales until I saw this TikTok video where somebody was making them and they put two big slices of brisket in each one. And I was like, that's how you do a
Well,
tamale.
I mean, dude, look at what we ate. What did we ate? We were at La Plaza yesterday,
Oh my
because we're
God.
doing some marketing for them,
Oh,
and they give us birria, ramen noodles. Like,
oh my God.
I'm serious. Like, I will get a heart attack if I keep. Like, but I can't not have that food. It's so good.
Dude,
like,
if you don't know
like
what La Plaza is, it is this amazing market and uh, basically
it's a Mexi
kind of like
market
a food hall. It's
in
going to be
Aurora.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's right at Colfax and 225, and it's
Yeah.
going to be the biggest food hall in Colorado by far when all the restaurants are in.
But it's not
And
just food though. It's shopping.
right,
There's arcade. There's a Mercado there.
yeah,
There's a butcher shop there. I mean,
it's like
there's stages
there's
for
like a
entertainment. Yeah.
right. They've really got this beautiful fountain in the center, and they have like all these little shops available for these people have opened up their little businesses. So you know how like the food halls they combine retail and food, they all do, but this one is definitely like blown up. It is so sick. They have a
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
like place
It's
where you
like
can get your
it's all of
mani
those
pedi.
ideas on steroids.
Oh my god! And then they have this whole salon for where you can get your hair did, and then right next to that is a barber shop. They've thought
Yeah.
about everything. It is really great, and
Well,
I
and there's
can't wait
just
till they
about
open the
everything you
market.
could ever want to look for to buy. I mean, anything from, new boots and shoes to Pokemon cards. I mean, it's literally all there. Well, hey, thanks
Perfect.
guys for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Jake Salazar, Larry Ulibarri, the man, the myth, the legend. Always happy to bring it to you here at I'm from Denver.